Did you know that while nearly 95% of men usually reach orgasm during sex, only about 65% of women do? That gap is real, and it's not because women are hard to figure out. It's because so many of us grew up without a proper understanding of female anatomy and pleasure. I'm Dr. Sabrina, a urologist, and this is Men's Health 036, your trusted space for real, science-backed conversations about sex, intimacy, and the human body. Today, I want to walk you through the real science of female pleasure, the truth about anatomy, arousal, the G-spot, squirting, and practical techniques that will help you become not just a better lover, but a more confident and caring partner. Here's the reality. Most men were never properly taught how a woman's body actually works. And honestly, a lot of women weren't either. Sex education, if you had any, probably skipped over female pleasure entirely. Instead, most of what people learn comes from porn, and porn is entertainment, not education. It's like trying to learn how to cook by only watching commercials. You'll get the image, but not the recipe. So what happens in real life is that two people who both deserve amazing sex often miss out, simply because they were never shown how female bodies really respond. Let's begin with the basics. The external female anatomy is called the vulva, not the vagina. This is a really common mix-up. The vulva includes the outer lips, known as the labia majora, and the inner lips, called the labia minora. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Some women have longer inner lips, others shorter. Some are symmetrical, others not. All of it is perfectly normal. There is no standard or ideal. Variety is natural, and every vulva is unique. Now, sitting at the very top of the vulva is the clitoris. Most people know the clitoris as that small, button-like part right under the hood, but here's where the science gets exciting. What you see on the outside is just the tip. The clitoris is actually a much larger structure, with branches that extend deep inside the pelvis, wrapping around the vaginal opening. And this tiny powerhouse is packed with over 10,000 nerve endings, more than twice as many as the head of the penis. Its only biological purpose is pleasure. That's right, the clitoris is the one organ in the human body designed solely to make you feel good. What makes it even more fascinating is how similar the clitoris and penis actually are. Both develop from the same tissue in the womb. You could say they're the same instrument, just tuned differently. That's why, much like a penis, the clitoral tissue swells, hardens, and becomes ultrasensitive when aroused. So if you've ever wondered what feels good for her, a good starting point is to think about what feels good for the penis: gentle, consistent, and sensitive stimulation. Right below the clitoris is the urethra, the tiny opening where urine leaves the body. Below that is the vaginal opening, a muscular and flexible canal that can welcome a finger, toy, or penis. And beneath that lies the perineum, the soft area between the vagina and anus, which can also be sensitive for many women. Now, the internet is filled with talk about mysterious spots: the G-spot, the A-spot, the C-spot, and more. So let's unpack what those really mean. The G-spot, for example, isn't a magical button you push for guaranteed fireworks. Instead, it's a sensitive region about 1 to 2 inches inside the front wall of the vagina. This area includes tissue connected to the internal clitoris, the urethra, and glands called Skene's glands, which are essentially the female version of the prostate. For some women, G-spot stimulation feels amazing. For others, it feels neutral, and for some, it can even be uncomfortable. All of those responses are valid and normal. If you want to explore that area with a partner, the key is timing. Start by focusing on external arousal first. Once she's turned on and relaxed, gently slide in a finger and use a soft "come here" motion on the front wall. But the most important step? Pay attention to her cues, her breathing, her sounds, her body language. If she's moving into your touch, keep going. If she's pulling away or tensing up, ease off. Sex isn't about performing, it's about listening. Here's where so many men get it wrong. Media and porn often suggest sex is quick, a couple of minutes of kissing, penetration, and then orgasm. But women's bodies usually don't work that way. While many men can get fully aroused in 2 to 5 minutes, women often need 15 to 45 minutes for their bodies to reach full readiness. That's because arousal in women is a gradual build. The body needs time for blood to flow into the genitals, for the clitoris and vulva to swell, for natural lubrication to appear, and for the vagina to lengthen and widen. This process is what makes penetration comfortable and orgasms more intense. So think back. How much time do you usually spend on foreplay? If it's less than 15 minutes, chances are she hasn't reached her full arousal potential yet. That can make sex less pleasurable, even painful, and can lower her chances of orgasm. And remember, wetness is not the same thing as arousal. Hormones, stress, hydration, medications, and age can all affect lubrication levels. So never assume dryness means she isn't turned on, or that wetness always means she is. That's why using lubricant can be a game changer. It reduces friction, increases comfort, and makes intimacy feel smoother and more fun. During arousal, a woman's body goes through clear stages. First is the excitement phase, which can last 5 to 20 minutes. Blood flow to the genitals increases up to 300%. The clitoris swells, the lips change color, the vagina elongates, and the cervix and uterus shift upward in a process called vaginal tenting. Her breathing and heart rate rise, nipples may become erect, and sometimes you'll notice a pinkish flush across her chest or face. Then comes the plateau phase, where the body holds that heightened state of arousal. The clitoris may appear to hide under its hood because it's so engorged. The vagina continues to expand and lubricate. When orgasm happens, it usually lasts 10 to 60 seconds. The pelvic floor muscles contract rhythmically every few seconds, and the uterus and anal muscles often contract as well. If you're inside her, you may actually feel these contractions. Her heart rate might spike to 120 to 160 beats per minute, almost like a cardio workout. Afterward comes the release, relaxation, warmth, and a sense of letting go. To help her reach that stage, time is your best ally. Build intimacy for 30 to 45 minutes, mixing foreplay, oral sex, kissing, touching, and gradual penetration. Watch her body's signals and don't rush. Ask her what feels good and encourage her to guide you. Now let's talk about squirting, a topic surrounded by myths thanks to porn. Squirting is real, but not universal. Studies show anywhere between 10% and 54% of women have experienced it. The fluid comes from the bladder, but is not urine. It's a clear, diluted liquid mixed with secretions from the Skene's glands, and many describe it as slightly sweet. It's expelled through the urethra during strong arousal or orgasm. Some women squirt easily, some never do, and some simply don't enjoy it. None of these differences define whether sex is good or not. If your goal is to maximize her pleasure, communication is everything. Pay attention to her breathing and her sounds. If she leans into your touch, that's a green light. If she moves your hand or shifts her body, follow her lead. Stay consistent when something is working. Don't suddenly switch techniques when she's close. And talk to her. Ask what feels good, compliment her, let her know how much you enjoy pleasuring her. That reassurance can melt away anxiety and help her relax into the experience. But here's a truth that often gets overlooked. Great sex isn't only about physical technique. It's deeply mental and emotional. Women orgasm more easily when they feel safe, cared for, and connected. Stress, self-consciousness, or feeling rushed can shut down arousal quickly. You can help by being affectionate long before the bedroom. Send a thoughtful text, help with her daily stress, touch her casually throughout the day. Foreplay doesn't begin at the first kiss. It begins with connection, kindness, and care. Avoid common mistakes that ruin intimacy. Don't treat the clitoris like a button to mash. Don't be a jackhammer, fast, porn-style thrusting rarely feels good. Don't switch techniques suddenly when she's clearly enjoying one. Don't make it about your ego instead of her pleasure. And don't ignore her feedback. If she moves your hand, that's her showing you what works. Follow her lead. Most importantly, don't rush to penetration and don't focus only on orgasm. Great intimacy is about the whole journey, not just the finish line. Here's a challenge for you. Plan one intimate session where the only goal is her pleasure. Don't worry about penetration. Don't focus on orgasm. Just explore her body, discover what she enjoys, and give her space to guide you. Sex is not a test to pass. It's a skill you refine with patience, curiosity, and attention. The more you learn, the more rewarding it becomes for both of you. If this conversation helped you understand female pleasure better, subscribe and leave a review. Your support helps us keep creating content that empowers people to live healthier, more fulfilling lives. I'm Dr. Sabrina, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, take care of yourself because you're worth it. Disclaimer: this info is based on certified experts and studies for education only. Consult a healthcare provider for personalized advice. We use AI avatars for clarity and YouTube compliance.